Okay. Good morning.
A stitch in time, eh, my friends? I feel better already! back on my feet again.
It's just the wind, Blossius. Cool your boots.
I could do with a cold
fresh
drink.
apple pie.
Baking like a cake. I'm warm as fresh apple pie.
Abandon your flesh!
Toasty! Parasitic caress.
Nice.
Did someone leave an oven door open? I'm on fire! Baking like a cake.
Hey, Cryptic.
Bless the seven, I am restored. Back on my feet again. I needed that.
On the mend.
Damn it.
Yourself to us.
From the tingling in my fingers to the twitching of your corpse.
Another one for the collection.
Oh, that's not what I meant to do.
Death is its own deliverance.
What? Are you fucking kidding me, dude? What a pussy. How did he die so easily just from a little bit of fire? Alright, yet another fucking resurrection scroll. Okay. Sorry, just looking up how to get more scrolls. It's just dumb because it's like an easy fight. We're basically done.
Death is its own deliverance.
Oh. As good as a new penny. Sweet relief. Back on my feet again.
The wind glossy as
On the men. Into the fray once more.
Well, Source Hunter, you come to the right place, you have. I got every style of equipment to fit you from head to foot, if it's a trade you're after.
Slimy, reeking, rotting seagull.
They're dead.
And they might have lived if we hadn't intervened.
Sorry.
Those fools are dead! I knew that she-beast would bring disaster. It was that orc. She snapped, grabbed them, popped their necks, and then ran out of here like a wild beast. I'm only grateful she didn't notice me standing here. Can you imagine?
These Scotsmen respect competence, you know. So what do they say?
Well, what does it matter? Day labour's more suited to my nature anyhow.
Yes, honest pay for an honest day.
Oops.
By the gods! She killed them!
Hmm. There's no way I can change the outcome of this. This is like one of the first things I did. They had a orc captive and I convinced them to let her live.
I said to him, I said myself, if I don't start earning an extra gold piece an hour, I'll walk out the door.
Good on you. These bossmen respect company.
Okay. So that's literally it. She gets
By the
killed
gods!
or the guards
She
get killed.
killed them!
Suited to my nature anyhow.
Yes, honest pay for an honest day.
By the gods! She...
Size seal, shivery timber.
Ever hear about the time the captain took the Duchess of Federal's carriage for a joyride?
Ha! No, he didn't. He drove it straight to the pub and back.
And don't forget the time he got caught passing a love note to the Lizard Council's wife.
Is that why we never sail the Yutham Gore anymore?
Speaking of youthful gore, that loopy legionnaire really thinks that orchid charm loves him.
I wouldn't let an orc within 500 yards of my loving nature.
Ever hear about the time the captain took the Duchess of Federal's carriage for a joyride?
Ha! No, he didn't. He drove it straight to the pub and back. Size seal, shivery
And don't forget the time he got caught passing a love note to the Lizard Council's wife.
Is that why we never sail to Yutham Gore anymore?
Speaking of youthful gore, that loopy legionnaire really thinks that orchid charm loves him.
I wouldn't let an orc within 500 yards of my loving nature.
Ever hear about the time the captain took the Duchess of Federal's carriage for a joyride?
Ha! No, he didn't. He drove it straight to the pub.
I'm straight. I'm true. Arrows by the dozens.
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
Join the Spud Club if you got an eye for farm potatoes.
Ah, gracious patron, I see your tired eyes looking a bit teary. I've just the potion for that. Or would you prefer a toasty fire spell to dry those vapours?
Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Join the Spud Club if you got an eye for farm potatoes.
Get it while it's fresh. This batch is only ours for the seed. Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes. Heavenly herring, delicious dogfish. Yours for a scrap of gold each.
Not in the mood for cheese. That excuse has more holes than a slice of this fine Gorman bear.
Fresh haddock. Perfect for a fire.
Be the big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Be the big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes. Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Get it while it's fresh. This batch is only hours from the sea.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Let us see if you can choose the finest greens.
Fresh haddock. Perfect for a fry-up.
Not in the mood for cheese. That excuse has more holes than a slice of this fine Gorman bear.
Fresh haddock. Perfect for a fry-up.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
What are ye staring at? Captain Jack's the name, though the title may be a little generous at the moment. My crew ran off, and I can't find enough hearty souls to help me reload the ship and sail off. Those scallywags heard there be silver in the Lacula mines, and they abandoned ship like the lily-livered turkeys they are. Haven't seen
Lily-livered
them since the day
turkeys.
we docked. Some poor chaps lost their ship and want some work. Just send 'em to me, and tell 'em there's a bit of coin and a lot of rum coming their way if they don't mind a bit of honest labor.
Sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Be the big
Sweet.
cheese
I
on
finally
your
found
block with a
someone to
wheel
hire
of
these
the
guys.
good stuff.
Lonesome. Spirit.
Yay! I'm settling some of these smaller side quest things that I've had lingering forever. I don't even remember where they are. They're here, right? Yeah, there they go.
Now he drove it straight to the pub and back.
Have you found us a job yet? We'll take anything, really. So there's a captain offering booze and brass for a bit of
I
crate
got an
loading?
achievement,
God
Captain
be
Jack.
praised, you've done it, friend. Off we go.
That loopy legionnaire
I also got an
really
achievement
thinks that
yesterday for
orky
killing
chap
that
looks
pirate
him.
ghost dude.
I wouldn't let an orc within 500 yards of my loving nature.
Psst. Ever heard about the time the captain took the Duchess of Federal's carriage for the joyride? Zombies, skeletons.
No, he
you know the
drove it
story.
straight to the pub and back.
waste precious time providing seamen with
Oh, and don't forget the time he got caught passing a love note to the Lizzie Council's wife.
warning.
Is that why we're gonna sail the gift of
open the doors to death.
Whatever you say, bud.
Yeah, out with it. I used to sail this. Now those were now. But you know there's no harm scrawny against brawny. Could have been a nice title fight at the fair. Here are the rules, hotshot. summon an item. Something only Snorri... Noodle arms? So, what are you made of? Well, you've bested me indeed. Think I'll give this place the old 23 skidoo and find a worthy opponent in the Hall of Echoes. Sayonara!
One man's trash is another man's trash.
Ooh. Yeah, this list is getting shorter. Probably gonna be Tom the Wannabe Adventurer. Silverglenn's the next area. Cecil's staff. Oh yeah, I don't want to give up that staff. It's a good staff. I kind of want to just keep it. Have you seen the Odyssey? I have not seen the Odyssey. Sorry, I just realized you were talking. My bad. Can't remember. It keeps making me think of each thing. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that that feels like, even when I'm like playing it, definitely the camera movement and like clicking to tell your party where to go. The C button is hide, which is the same as BG3, although there isn't, from what I can tell, a way to make everyone hide at the same time. In BG3 you can do Shift C and everyone hides, and I love that. I miss that. I've been hearing like mixed things. I feel like most people seem to like it, but then people who are like into literature and stuff are like, it's not a good interpretation of the original of the source material. I'm like, well, that's fair, I guess, but I don't know if I care so much about that. Personally, I mean, I can, if that's, just me. Yeah. And like it's purists that are being purists about a fucking ancient Greek epic poem. Like people who are into that stuff are gonna care about like those details, but I really wouldn't know. I never read it. Maybe I probably read like chunks of it like for school. But I do remember us watching, I think we did read parts of it, and we watched the movie in school one time. And like, I don't know, early high school or something. And it was good. Like there's been a couple renditions of it. And I remember liking it. Like, it's a cool story. Alright, I was gonna look up Cecil's Mighty Staff. Oh yeah, there's definitely at least one other movie for it. I have no idea what to do about the talking statues. Find the witch. Right. Oh! We should go to the mayor's house. Maybe it's that cat. That's
Golly
Maxine.
gosh! One who flaunts the highways and byways of silly old Cecile with the easy elegance of a puss with her tail in the air. I do declare such a sight is rather rare around here. But where are my manners? I am Maxine, and you must be one of those hunters one hears so much about. Charmed, I'm sure. I'm the mayor's cat, don't you know? Born and raised on velvets and viands of most exquisite varieties. Maxine rhymes with queen, after all, and dearest. That is hardly a coincidence. But of course, darling, be my guest. Oh, this quaint little town is a tad too parochial for one of my more urbane tastes. But one has to make do, hasn't one? The fresh sea air does go to great lengths to invigorate one's spirit, that much I'll admit. And it is rather jolly to watch the ships sail in laden with all kinds of exotic wares, full of the little treats the mayor likes to spoil me with. Darling man, he dotes on me so. Heavens forbid! No, fear is rather too strong a term there, hunter dearest. The predator's instinct is a trait we share, you and I. And though those rancid ramblers may not be quite as easy to put to the claw as mice are, I assure you, they are just as easily outwitted.
Alright, well, cool.
Ah, cats.
Of course he likes cats.
Beauty, such grace they have. Magnificence incarnate.
Not a lot of meat on her, is there? Someone ought to fatten her up if they want to get a good meal out of her.
Pay the big cheese on your blood with a wheel of the good stuff.
I don't remember there being any other cats. Did I finish this fight? I can't remember.
Go on then, Ed. Speak your piece.
Stony-faced gods. In Rivalon, we are our own judges.
Oh yeah, wait, what was this? This was okay.
Go on then, Eb. Speak your
Who
piece.
wants to be judged by a panel of stony-faced gods? In Rivalon, we are our own judges. This ghostly form is the finest blessing we could hope for. The sights, the sounds, the chaos.
There's
Ah,
something
who
to
did all
it,
this
isn't
up?
it?
God, I can't deal with like American accents in these games.
Go on then, Ed. Speak your piece.
It just sounds so jarring.
Judged by a panel of stony-faced gods. In Rivalon, we are our own judges. wants to be judged by a panel of stony-faced gods? In Rivellon, we are our own judges.
There's
This
something
ghostly
to it,
form
isn't
is the
there?
finest blessing we could hope for. The sights, the sounds, the chaos. Ah, who'd give all this up for oblivion?
Strange indeed.
Who wants to be judged by a panel of stony-faced gods?
indeed.
In Rivellon, we are our own judges. This ghostly form is the finest blessing we can hope for.
Strange indeed.
The sights, the sounds, the chaos. Ah, who'd give all this up for oblivion?
There's something to it, isn't there?
Who wants to be judged by a panel of stony?
On the men.
Speak a piece.
This ghostly form.
Here lies thus the
A
grumble
stitch in
goblin.
time, eh, my
grumble
friends?
grumble.
The sights, the sounds, the chaos. Ah,
A stitch in
Marion
time, eh,
haste,
my friends?
repenting at leisure. Here lies Sinwil, who was allergic to vowels. Here lies Lady Bravey, a forgetful mum who had 2 babies. Maybe.
Go on then, Eb.
This
Speak a
ghostly
piece.
form is the finest blessing we could hope for. The sights, the sounds,
Strange,
the chaos.
strange
Who'd
indeed.
give all this up for oblivion?
What a character that Ebenezer is. Preaches more passionately than a priest, only he speaks against the heavens rather than for 'em. Quite curious, but I've grown fond of him and his eccentricities. I tend to avoid thinking of the life I used to lead. The life of a traveller, a sailor, a free spirit. Those memories would break my heart, if a heart I still had.
Go on then, Eb. Speak your piece.
There's something to it,
Who
isn't
wants
there?
to be judged by a panel of stony-faced gods? In Rivellon, we are our own judges.
For some reason, he insists he doesn't want to go to the Hall of Echoes, to the afterlife. He claims we weren't cursed, but blessed. Some say all, sinners and saints alike, are welcome in the hall. But I've also heard that the especially sinful are cast somewhere far worse.
A mortal! Aha! Well, surely I don't have to tell you how much better a life, or death, here in Rivellon is compared to a dreadful eternity in the Hall of Echoes.
Strange. Strange
Beats
indeed.
me. We're hardly the only Sicilians lost at sea. But there's some strange magic afoot of late. The dead can't seem to stay that way.
Go on then, Eb. Speak
We were
your
all
piece.
aboard a ship, headed from Arata to Fair Sicile. But upon our return, the lighthouse failed to shine
Oh,
its
you're
light.
these guys.
We were lost upon the rocks and flung far and wide upon the tempestuous waves. The name's Ebenezer. Pleased to make your acquaintance. You've probably been meeting some sad souls around here, but I sure as hell ain't one of them. In life, my interests were soft weathers, southern vintages, sun-ripened afternoons, and ample-fleshed companions. Each sense was a source of new and familiar pleasures, and I luxuriated in them all. As a ghost, I admit that many of those pleasures evade me, but Rivellon still smacks of life more than the Hall of Echoes could. Though half the fun of fun is sharing your exploits with an eager ear, you know? Oh, what I'd give to find my little buddy again. The best listener I ever had the pleasure of regaling. The final resting place for those deemed worthy of paradise. Paradise after life? Ha! Look around. Paradise is opening your eyes. Or in my case, gazing through the ectoplasm and seeing the wide, wild world around you. Can you imagine anything worse than being stuffed up into oblivion with the rest of the dead? Ah, give me tragedy, chaos, beauty, and delight. My companions would do well to stop pining and start enjoying, no? The ship that sunk and turned us all into phantoms, she was home to a sweet old tomcat, Oscar by name, who'd curl up cozy as can be on my pillow. We shared many stormy nights while I scratched his little chin and whispered stories of my youthful exploits.
Okay, so not Sam.
But I reckon cats don't stay on as ghosts after they pass, because the little furball is nowhere to be seen. That, or the lucky bastard managed to survive the wreck. He was a scrappy old fellow after all.
Strange.
Who wants to be judged by a panel of stony-faced gods? In Rivalon, we are our own judges.
There's something to it, isn't
This
there?
ghostly form is the finest blessing we could hope
It's so
for.
crazy that it's not
The sights, the sounds,
one that I found in the cave where their ship
Who'd give all
crashed.
this up for oblivion?
It's a different fucking cat. Okay, yeah, I did this way. Okay, good.
About face to barracks, notch! Recruits, that was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again! Attention! About face! To the barracks, notch!
You, again. Do feel free to depart from Sicile at your earliest convenience. Oh, if you must. Bravo! Figured that one out, did you? I haven't been stuck here for 2 years because we're being besieged by fluffy kittens, you know. I'd say they're looking for weak spots in our defenses. They can't make... Yes! And he also spends most of his time in the guise of a...
Source Hunter, welcome, welcome. But certainly. What would you like to know? Oh, but that's not such magic is a gift, Hunter, to be out in the night. But of course it's handy to speak in more than meows. Oh, I am but a my task upon this... You see, my one desire... To my great regret, none of them purr as yet. Oh, that'll never happen. Granted, a witch could make the polymorph permanent. I'm my own wizard, you know. And I don't... And what might those be? Oh, a mere trifle for one. So the Sparkmaster 5000 has been reduced to scrap, has it? A shame.
Who wants to be judged by a panel of stony-faced gods? In Riverland,
Go on then, Eb.
we are
Speak
our
your
own
piece.
judges.
I could do with a cold drink.
I will burn the fire beckons!
Did someone leave an oven door open? Your grave
Nice.
opens to welcome you.
Nice.
Abandon your flesh!
Warm as dragon's breath. I must douse these flames!
No glory in this death. This is the end.
Nice.
For you.
Jesus.
Toasty.
It never rains, but it pours, eh?
Potent heat.
Potent heat. On the mend!
One of us. The fire beckons.
Damn it.
Baking like a cake. Eternal silence awaits you.
I'd prefer to drown my sorrows with ale.
I'm warm as fresh apple pie. I can smell your fear.
Nice. She's really doing a lot of damage. Love to see it. That was here, really. I mean, that was a lot.
The flames will
Potent heat.
pure.
I can smell your fear.
252 on a crit. Let's go.
It's heating up.
Bless the seven, I am restored.
Back on my feet again. Bless the seven, I am restored.
Lucky find!
Is it? Yes, res scroll. That's exactly what I need. Great, now we all each have one. Alright, I need to... I think maybe I... Oh, there he is. I'm like, yeah, I know there's a giant fire dude. Alright, I need to, take a break. I need to use the bathroom. Yeah, I'll be right back. Alrighty.
Feeling hot under the collar. I need to dry off.
Oh my god, what is this? Oh my god. I thought this was the guy. Damn it. Sweet.
No glory in this death.
Abandon your flesh!
Toasty!
I can smell your fear.
Nullify resistance. Just trying to move back here, but okay, great. Probably could have gone a crit on that. Damn it.
A girl.
Potent heat.
Yeah, what up, Noble Roar?
Will you come to my cottage this summer?
Don't go to Russia.
I am restored.
Feel my electric fury.
Warm as dragon's breath.
Potent heat.
It's heating up.
Meet your demise!
Nice.
Did someone leave an oven door open? I can infuse you with power!
Sweet.
Armament.
Oh, I should have been using this. Oh no. Never mind.
A stitch in time, eh, my friends?
First, the cities and the children shall burn. Sigils of terror and torment will blight the land. Hear now, one who comes to watch the spectacle, to see the sovereign of the source ascend again. Or perhaps you are the first in a long new line, the first that will try to stop my dominion again. Oh, by the emerald eyes of the goddess, would you believe that I can still feel it ever so vaguely? The force of the stab that cleft my heart and sent my soul shivering into death. But my followers have done it. They have done it like I knew they would. Blood, the thick, red gravy, the source of souls, has been yielded unto star-sent stones and has swept away the eternal shadows. How long has it been, I wonder, my first repose in death? An hour? The time it takes the seas to tear down cliffs. It is of no matter. I live, and I shall claim my throne anew. The reason for my resurrection, O simplest of spirits, is that I was destined to be. Were it not for the vainglorious fools that raised me now, it would have been another, perhaps wiser being that would have done so in time. And time is of no matter, only to be. Eternally, a woman seeks my secret, for her soul is entwined with another's. Yes, where once they were inseparable, now they have grown apart in purpose and intent. But my secrets are mine to keep. Perhaps when she lies shivering before me, pledging alliance to her king, I will break her forge before I break her. Ha! Not a thing. There was a woman once that went by that name, until I mangled her body into that of a lich. Oh, my sister dearest, Cassandra, and her man-cat. Mere pets of mine, the both of them. Tools to bruise and break, as I saw
Oh. Looks like Arhu has some explaining to do.
very beautifully. A fable I may have become as time dragged on, but a fact I am once more, little one. Don't all of you miserable mortals realize that they who are one with Source have thrown off the burdensome mantle of death forever? I embraced Source. I drank it, made it part of my blood and my being. And so a warlord became a sorcerer, and a sorcerer became a king. The fools of this world dubbed me a tyrant, for the gods convinced them I was such, fearful as they were of my rise in power. Bandits amassed. Too many. Scores I slew. Too few. Death took me. Too soon. But not for all time. A source hunter. So you are. Though you are so much more. And do not even know it.
Really?
No matter. They still smell like you do, by the by. Your brother and sister hunters, as they closed in around me that first time. Fear. That most sly, most intangible of sense. Drowned out soon afterward by the acid stench of urine. I had but to look at them, and they rusted their chainmail where they stood. I undid so manifold they had to wade through the gore of the fallen. Oh, what a feast, what fountains of gravy we had. Alas, that there were too many, as there clearly are too many of you still. Although, life renewed has made me rather peckish. And from the looks of you, you need but the slightest of squeezes to make squirt the sauce's sauce.
Ew.
Soft, fleshy shell. Yes, look at you. Plump as a leech, bulging with freshly sucked blood. Oh, I do believe, as my servants would say as they brought in a squirming, plump girl on a plate, that dinner is served. To me, my baron and my heart, stand by me.
What the fuck, dude? Okay. The ghoul that used to guard the lighthouse. Dude, this is crazy.
Hail, Source Hunter. Good to see you've reached Lacula Forest. There were times when I came to this neck of the woods just to whiff its wholesome air. Alas, that it is thick with sorcery these days. It surrounds us here, like an invisible mist. Takes cat's eyes to see it creep. Even so, it's plain as day to the east, all about Ikara's cabin. Immaculates beset it, no doubt under Leandra's orders. If she has ordered such thorough defenses of her sister's cabin, we may be certain that whatever lies within will be a prize more precious than butter-baked plaice. That means Ikara herself must be there, Hunter, and it is essential that you find her. Only she can shed light on the details of Leandra's plans. Ha! Zigzags would see you dash rather than mosey. But matters such as these require... Leandra and her cronies may be lunatics all, but they're far from brainless.
Immaculate.
In the name of the goddess, halt! Who goes there? In that case, you can rest easy, Hunter. There is no source to be found here. Only the glory of Immaculate.
Ooh, is this a cult?
Why, it's Silver Glen, of course. Once the abode of miners, now the abode of the faithful. We have traded the search for silver for the pursuit of divinity. I'm sure this sounds strange in what are strangers' ears, but you must know that but a short while ago a frightful sickness felled us by the dozen, until she who speaks for the goddess brought us a cure. She showed us how we may overcome the frailty and even the decrepitude of our mortal bodies. That is why we now live a life of devoutness and civility, so that we may become immaculate. But I suggest you talk to Father Loic if you want to learn more about the ways of the goddess. Be welcome, therefore, to Silverglen. Blessed be all immaculates.
The Immaculates here seem to be a friendly enough bunch.
May the goddess guide
Seem
you through
being the operative
forest.
word.
Keep
Let's
you
remain
safe.
vigilant.
Ugh, I'm so glad I changed Roderick's voice. It's way better.
The degenerates here claim they have been cleansed, but I can still smell the stink of persisting putrescence wafting from their grimy flesh. Silverglen. This place sickens me. As you know, I once carried the burden of disease upon emaciated shoulders. Perhaps I had better explain in greater detail. So I shall. Once upon a time, I was a king in a land of beauty to the east. A land of tigers and slender towers, of deserts and forests, of sun and all the world's wealth. I was a young king, handsome and all-powerful. Every nobleman would have killed his own brother if I promised to take his daughter. I knew my life as a sovereign would be self-indulgent, but also a self-delusory one, if I weren't to marry for love. And so a handful of years went by. The king's throne I myself occupied, whereas the queen's throne remained empty but for the court's cats that would nap the afternoons away upon its velvet cushions. But then one day, a young woman visited my kingdom. She was a poetess and a storyteller. People flocked to her, listened to her every word as if receiving mantras from the divines. Hiraka.
I already heard the story, but I want a review of it, a reminder.
That was oh, and how I miss her body. 1,000 artists I could have commanded, show me beauty. But she would have effortlessly surpassed their every endeavor, and curving her lips into a smile, make them break their sculptures in tearful impotence. And yet, true happiness, that commodity more precious and even more fleeting than the dominion of kings, sang to us like the nightingale. It was an unparalleled horror. Scores of physicians flocked to my bedside. They traveled from realms across the seas, hoping to cure the mighty Jehan, undo the gloom that had befallen the land, and mere vultures that they were, to be paid handsomely for their efforts. But none of their potions took effect. Their salves seared, but did not soothe my fading flesh. Like a ghoul I looked, unburied. It went like this, Hunter. If a ghoul I had become, so a dark turn of thought convinced me, a ghoul's methods I should employ to escape the labyrinthian crypt of corpor. I did unspeakable things in the dusky dungeons that twist like forgotten veins to long-deceased organs far beneath my castle's sunlit halls. Still there came no relief. Perversions I created in scores, but they were mere undead all. Like mosquitoes in the night, panic and despair beset me until I turned to that darkest of all arts. It had to be. There was no other way. I could feel the life slipping out of me like love out of a betrayed spouse's heart. So I studied tomes so old the dust that fell from their centuries' unperused pages never knew the light of the stars that now shine. I drew forbidden symbols. I spoke unhallowed words, and from the smoke that rose like a dragon's last breath, a demon appeared to me and said, "Ask, O blighted king, and you shall have. Just tell me I cried. Tell me what ails me. Hiraka.
Yeah.
Never had I known a single word can cut deeper than the sharpest of daggers. With maddening glee, the demon told me she was one of his kin.
Too good to be true, man.
A
Good old femme
soul-swallowing
fatale.
horror that had been
Literally
feeding on
femme
both
fatale.
my body and my spirit
Literally
like
sucking
a
the life out of
leech.
you.
An
Where she was so
ancient
hot and so
being was
perfect and
she
so
that
smart.
moved from king to king throughout the ages, filling their hearts with love, then draining them of life. After such revelations, does one truly desire to live on? Death seemed like a mother then, welcoming
this guy's
me
just
with
casual
her,
listening to this
all
crazy
will
story.
be well embrace. Yet still I feared exceedingly her seemingly sweet caress, and the oblivion that would follow. Release me from her, demon, and give me back the strength of a sick, free existence. So went my desperate plea. It smiled, of course it did. Smiled bare 100 razors as its eyes came alight with infernal fire. 1,000 years I will give you, it whispered. But then your soul shall be mine to incarcerate in the depths of hellish nemesis. As for your throne, that I'll have now. What say you, O brittle king? Do you accept my terms?
Over here, Hunter. It's me, Ahu.
I think you know the answer to that question, Hunter. But I've said enough for now. These memories are painful to recollect, so let us turn to the rest of them later. So I shall. And undoubtedly I have answers. Because once I beheld the salivating jaws of death bite and gnaw in eager anticipation of my inevitable consumption. As I shall not say more than that I found a cure of sorts. Yet so believe me, Hunter, when I say that if you'd have stood so very near the moors of decay as I have, you too would be sorely tempted by the ancient promise of necromancy. I do, for they have demon blood running through their scoundrelly veins. Admittedly, unlike true demons, it is not impossible for an imp to be kind and mean it, to have intentions other than vile. But nevertheless, these scamps are never to be trusted. Their volatility is not only highly annoying, in all too many situations it can be lethal. Oh, it doesn't just happen around here, it happens everywhere. And that is because those who perform feats of necromancy don't know their history. They are like the followers of ancient holy men that distort their examples' teachings with newfangled and perverted practices. What was art has become artifice. What had meaning lost it. I do not know what the likes of Evelyn want to accomplish, what their true end goal is, but you may be certain it is not the great pursuit. Life has no meaning to them. It is life they have lost. My ultimate purpose. Yes. Perhaps I shouldn't have mentioned that. Suffice to say that I do not live like others do. I do not live for happiness, for the joys these earthly hours may bestow. My existence is the hunt, and through that hunt I may just find deliverance. Soon I must confront my purpose, or perish. You are right, And you are wrong, Hunter. Right, precisely because I was wronged. As you long have guessed, the wound that ever bleeds was inflicted unto me by one of our species. Though in many ways she, Hiraka, was
Yeah, you
beyond
just said that she was like a
human scope.
demon or whatever. You can't really count her as like a normal person.
My station was a high one once, a king's, until I was brought very low. I learned among the dregs that men are the same everywhere. Whether they approach you in a back alley reeking of sewer or the jasmine-scented corridors of royal castles, they smile at you warmly, like friends would, as they fondle their daggers' hilts behind their backs. You are right that I lost affection, but I found it again among the beasts. Among the stray cats and street dogs with whom I shared my all too meager meals. Over time, the deer of the forest no longer fled when I approached. Birds would gladly perch upon my hand and eat from my palm. I found among them a serenity unseen amid humanity. There you are wrong, because for them, I harbor a vivid love indeed. I am not from any place anymore. I go where my quest leads me. Besides, the name would mean nothing to you. The glorious city in the glorious kingdom where I was born. I remember them well, the sandstone castles, hued like the very sun that batters their battlements without rest. I can see them still. The fountained gardens and halls of pearl-colored marble inlaid with gemstones set in shapes of plants and beasts. Yes, I can see them still, though when I try to focus on their details, like mirages they dissolve upon approach. Time, it frays the foundations of memory. For 1,000 reasons, and for one especial. The 1,000 obvious ones I'll list with pleasure. The special one, that is my secret to keep. 1. Their scourge taints the natural world. 2. Their machinations. 3. Their perversion. 4. Their schemes unhinged. 5. Their presence distorts all intrinsic harmony.
Many hours pass before Jahan stops enumerating his reasons. We are very sorry indeed that you asked.
Good. No use in standing about.
Well, well, well. So our very own demon hunter once dabbled in the so-called darkest of arts himself.
A man so utterly betrayed and dying will grasp at any straw. I can hardly blame him.
Neither can I. Clearly his great love was almost the very death of him. She broke his heart in more ways than one, and I too would go to any length to repair it.
Over here, Hunter. It's me, Ahu. Source Hunter. You've made it into the hamlet of Silverglen, I see. Unnerving spot, don't you find? Leandra has fashioned herself a hero here, but the townsfolk don't seem to know the truth behind the conduit, though they call
Hey, Griffin.
themselves Immaculates. They're thick as trout, if you ask me, and unnaturally obsessed with ancient teachings. I haven't seen Leandra here myself, but she must have put on quite a show of magical mastery to enthrall a crowd of shaggy miners, to have them hop on the bandwagon of a shadowy religion wholly alien to them. Haven't you heard them whisper of the blood? How their eyes shine when they discuss certain stellar stones? Star stones, of course, which drenched in blood become bloodstones and are used in healing rituals. Now, I can see how it could be a fantastic thing to nurse a dying human back to health, if all it takes is to sacrifice a toad. But I spy bloodlust in these people's eyes. A bloodlust that goes beyond the usual meaning of the word. They all act like they're following a benign goddess that will lead them to paradise. But I'll be a dappled Dalmatian if any of that is true. I've been shadowing the local priest, a man by the name of Loic. I have the feeling he knows more than most in Silver Glen, for I've followed him in the night when he meets with cloaked strangers, and goblins even. Mangoth? Hyberheim? Of strange things I've heard him whisper. Yes, this priest has shady goings-on written all over that smug, holier-than-thou face of his.
Oh, now you have a new selection. Okay, wait a minute.
But we must start at the beginning, Source Hunter. The White Witch is still at large. If we want to get to the true heart of Leandra's doings, we must start with her sister. And she's far likelier to be in her cabin among the trees than here among Leandra's followers. The advantage of being a puss, my friend, is that one can pussyfoot. A white-haired wizard draws attention, but a cat can move about unnoticed and, indeed, unseen. Not that I'm not extra wary of these bloodsuckers, though. There's a conspicuous absence of pets in this eerie little town.
Uh-oh.
The immaculate
See, I have
presence
2
here is
quests about
highly
cats.
But we mustn't lose sight of our mission, Source Hunter. The White Witch resides somewhere in the wilds of the surrounding forest, and we must find her.
Wait. It just occurred to me what just happened. My goal, my mission, is to join a cult? This is like my favorite thing ever. This is the best, this is the greatest. This is the greatest mission in any game ever. This is the greatest thing. That's like low-key like a bucket list thing of mine, is to join a cult. Cults are so interesting to me, and I would love to actually just fucking join one day. But like, do so with the self-awareness that I'm joining on purpose just to experience it. Which is risky because you could get sucked into it anyway, you can get brainwashed anyway. But still. That'd be fucking sick, dude. Is that what we're doing? We're gonna join a cult? Ah, so exciting. Now I get to do it without the risk of actually getting brainwashed.
May the goddess guide you through the forest and keep you safe.
Toasty!
I feel uneasy here. I'd better keep my weapon at the ready.
What the hell? Oh no.
My strength ebbs.
Evil smelling flower. I should have fucking equipped. I was gonna change to the fire. I just bought this fancy fire thing and I switched to it.
Attack of the arrow thurge!
What the hell, man? Why didn't you go over there?
This is the end for you!
Nice. Man, she's been doing a lot of damage. Pretty awesome. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, there's so many. I need more like area of effect stuff. Oh.
Lightning crackles from my fingertips.
A little help here!
Heretic. Oh boy, I'm gonna die.
I need a remedy!
Staff of Justice.
Reduced to ash!
Staff of Strength.
Oh, I shot the wrong thing earlier. Oops. There we go.
Into the fray once more.
Thanks. How the fuck am I flanked? What?
I invoke the highest power.
Bless the seven, I am restored. Nowhere is safe from my arrows.
As good as a new penny.
I gotta be careful.
I hope you haven't come for work in the mines. Overrun by goblins, they are.
Okay.
Gods, leech this evil from my blood.
Back on my feet again.
A stitch in time, eh, my friends?
Ugh, I'm dripping. Another piece of trash.
I hope your quest fares well, dear hunter.
How might I serve our mission?
I have seen the void, and it haunts me. Follows my vision like confused spots after staring in the sun.
We are haunted by the same vision, my friend. The end of all vision.
Out of the wilds you venture into the embrace of Immaculate. Salutations!
And be free art thou to kill this lesser. Welcome be, O seeking souls, to this holy house of Immaculates.
Looks like an Andrastian.
Diligently will I read the words of the goddess.
I am Loic, enlightened one among Immaculates, spokesman for the holy conduit, as she is spokesman for the goddess herself. Hers is the blood. Goddess. Then it shall be my pleasure to answer them. We are the chosen ones of the goddess. The benedictions of the blood render our bodies and spirits unblemished, for such is her mercy, that we may all become part of the sacred soul. And you too, Seeker, could become one such part. The conduit, yes. She, the most exalted of all, second only to the goddess. It was she who brought us first her divine words, then her divine will, a will made real in blood. Truly, though, she is quite beyond your concern, O wandering soul. She stands so very high above your humble station. The goddess is the light and life of all. Corrupt is the world that generations of men and beasts have left behind, but immaculate it may be once more, cleansed in the blood of the unworthy. The few, the proud, the enlightened, theirs will be her kingdom. When red has run until no red is left, a paradise we will have shapen, and the goddess will dwell among us. You find yourself in the goddess's temple, therefore it follows she wants you to take the true path. So here, have this hallowed tome, read it, absorb the wisdom within, then find the second part and do with it the same. If an immaculate you want to be, a test of knowledge shall be your first step towards enlightenment.
Blessed be the goddess, and blessed be the conduit!
Blessed be the goddess, and blessed be the conduit.
Give me the strength, O goddess, to become enlightened.
Then it shall be my pleasure to answer them.
Yeah, we're joining a cult. We're joining a cult. First book of the Immaculates. So the Tenebrium made the miners ill. Though the rot plagued them, they would be saved. The conduit became bearing a shard of starstone and was shaped by Starter. By sacrificing a lesser being, a small duckling, she could turn starstone into bloodstone. This stone was capable of healing any ailment, including the terrible rot. Though some were skeptical that British should be K. skeptical that sacrificial magic could be used for good, the conduit explained that transmitting energy from a lesser being to a greater one restores balance in the universe, and that balance is the goddess's ultimate goal. The conduit then encouraged the healed miners to spread her good word and to continue to create bloodstones for the purpose of promoting the greater good of higher beings. Oh no, is that what's happening to the cats? Gotta free the cats. Today, Immaculate continue to promote universal balance and the sacrifice of lesser creatures for the greater good of all. The greater good. Oh, hell yeah.
Let me spill blood for thee.
Razzle dazzle grenade.
Hi there, cutie pie. Wanna have a good time?
If these villagers ever find out what Lawrence did, it's curtains for him.
What's going on here? Leave a message. Ah, okay. Alrighty, I need to end stream soon, but let's talk to
Hello and
these
welcome
people.
to our shop. I am the son of the proprietor, Nadia. Please let us know how we can help you. You've probably noticed that my mother Nadia and I aren't from around here. No. We traveled rather far from our hometown to plant new roots here in Silver Glen. My father, Ben, his death was somewhat mysterious. And we've traced the puzzle back to this little settlement. My mother will have plenty to say on that subject, if you're interested. Ma's a bit intense, to be sure. Set in her ways, but fiercely loyal to the family. Help her out and you've got a friend for life. Cross her, and you'll be better off skipping town. Not that that'll stop her from cursing your line for the next 1,000 cycles of Bendis. My father was a good man, equal in character to his wife. His death nearly destroyed us, Ma and me. But now we're here, and we won't leave until we've held the proper parties accountable for their role in his death.
Farma Malbenita, a source hunter in Silver Glen. I have traveled mile on top of mile to find help, and now help has, how you say, appeared from skinny vapors. My story? Well, this is no small tale. I think perhaps you will be more interested in the, how you say, the short end of stick. I believe Lawrence, the leader of Mining Guild, tell my husband and many of other workers to mine deadly ore called tenebrium. Lawrence knew that this ore caused rot. Charming name, no? Yet ordered miners to continue. Many men, my Ben among them, become the sickness. And now they, how you say, kick down the bucket. But the sickness, it is not normal. It kills swift and terrible, not unlike Source. My son Sebi and I travel from our home to find truth. But this has proven not so easy. My sweet little Pomargo Vizago, my darling Ben. We got along like, how you say, peas and ferrets. But here there is work, very well paid, in mines, clearing special rock from Silver Mine. So he leaves Sebi and I to come to Silver Glen. We wait with hearts like stones for some months. And one day we see familiar figure moving with strange steps on path toward cottage. We run to meet him and take him into our arms, but he collapsed at our touch. We help him inside and set him to rest. But he was in terrible condition. Each hour he grow worse, rot so fast we hardly recognize him after 2 short days. He slip away from us, and we bury him with much grief. When his father die, Sebi become restless. Being of the age, he join army and go straight to front line. Though I was nearly old woman, I join army as healer to be near and look after my boy. There we saw special legionnaire using strange weapon. And this legionnaire soon come to my tent with the same disease that killed Ben. I discovered the tenebrium ore in this weapon. It was the ore that killed them both. I come to Silver Glen to discover truth, and here I find Lawrence, that arrogant man, conducts his business without apologize to any. Exactly this. Please, Source Hunter, you must help me prove that Lawrence made his workers to mine deadly tenebrium. For your help, I offer blessing from my homeland. Se vi mal successos, mi plantos rizzarbo cae tormenti via nepo soggiai branco. Translation is difficult, but it means something like, if you fail, I will plant cherry tree and haunt your grandbaby beneath branches. Good luck.
Leaf
I will
branches?
do my
What?
best to give answer, Source Hunter. I have not found scrap of civilization among these apes. Sebil longs for heaping plate of my famous sire mule, but the local fairs support no fine food, unless squirrel meat inspire you. As for neighbors, well, those cultists would rather sacrifice supper to goddess than eat it. May Zalmoxis strike him down, the murderer! I have one goal in Silver Glen, to make him share in the suffering he caused. I am certain he has gained from making those miners take the tenebrium. Now I have only to prove it. Nothing natural could cause such terrible disease at mere touch. If you ask me, I say dark magic, maybe even source at its root. That foul thing! A terrible disease. It transforms flesh of living into flesh of corpse, while infected person still lives. Arms grow black and heavy, legs grow black and heavy, hair rots from scalp. Cielo helpo min! Oh, what memories I have. This illness, this rot, it sounds very much like the disease that came to Home Forest.
Then the ballads were right. Blight knows no borders, and from death takes its orders.
Can I have this book?
Hello again, or Dua Salutoin, as we say in our homeland.
Dua Salutoin, Hunter. What can I do for you?
Alright. As much as I'd like to continue because I'm in a new place and it's kind of exciting, I need to call it here. And then sleep and then go to work. I think, I don't know, I want to stream tomorrow, but I'm not sure if I can, but either tomorrow or Saturday. Oh my god, that's right. Fields of Mystery 1.0 came out. Thanks everybody for watching. I'll see y'all in the next one. Just give me a moment while I figure out who to raid. It's tough because, like, I'm not used to streaming at this hour, so like, the people I typically raid aren't on. And I don't even recognize. I need to like go through and clean up my following.
Praise the goddess. I've passed the trial.
Friend, this is most excellent news. Welcome to the Immaculate Fold.
Yes! I can feel the goddess's vigor coursing through my very veins.
Straight Odie. Just straight Odie, tried and true. He's playing Star Wars: The Republic. I start finding daytime people to raid. Alright. Skin y'all. It's my Friday. Let's get hype. Way back over the weekend. I'm excited to keep going with this game. It's been it's getting good. It's getting juicy. Alrighty, peace out.